Alright, I'm here with Reezug the Bone Cobbler. So, the goal or the idea is to reanimate your own creatures by recasting them from the graveyard, except they're not creatures, they're just artifacts, which are way more difficult for your opponent to deal with usually. So, if your creature's just sitting as an artifact, you'd like it to, sort of have a persistent effect like Shieldred. If it's just an artifact that does that, you can't be upset, right? It's just good. I have some discard spells, things that you ordinarily wouldn't ever really play like this, because you can, actually reliably interact with the card that you've put in your own graveyard. Stuff like this, Phylactery Lich, where you can put the counter on one of many artifacts that you have probably sitting in play. Enter the battlefield effects that happen twice. This one, it's kind of weird to recur this, but if I have ways to like sacrifice the artifact, like Costly Plunder, I like it a little bit more. Deadly Dispute. This would always generate a token as just an artifact. You can maybe scam your opponent with a Platinum Angel that they cannot interact with. But most decks have just at least a few ways to interact, so I wouldn't be surprised if, like, oh, they're going to Platinum Angel me at some point. Let me hold on to my one Naturalize. It is cast, so I have Ulamog in here. It's like a cast trigger, but it's 10 mana. I don't know. This is a mono black deck. It doesn't have really all that much ramp, right? I just have these 4 cards here. I'm not really trying to ramp. Liliana the Veil is a card I don't like that much in this format, but in this deck it's not bad. Discarding your own cards to then recur them as annoying artifacts seems decent enough. Anything else spicy? Pack Rat, I am 99% certain the tokens you make are not artifacts, so you can just keep pooping out more Pack Rat tokens, and if this one becomes an artifact, you could just turn your dead draws into rats, or just use it to discard other creatures that then become annoying artifacts. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't have a lot of self-mill, because I'd rather just kind of play a more value, just straightforward thing, and then just have this as like a backup strategy or something my opponent always has to worry about, as opposed to be like, all right, I really need to mill myself a bunch. Also, I'm pretty sure all of your cards keep their mana cost, so they'll all be adding to Devotion, so I can Grey Merchant. And I can Grey Merchant twice if, I play it and it didn't kill them, and I can do it again, because I can recur it with this. We'll see if that ever comes up. Inventor's Fair, pretty easy to just throw this in the deck, because you will have a lot of artifacts by the end of the game if everything works out in your favor. I have some sack outlets, right? I have Bontu and what's the other one? Erebos in here, stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see how that pans out. I might want Davriel in here. Mono black he's just so good, it's not even funny. And yeah, I think that's it. Altar of Dementia is obviously an engine, but again, there's not a ton of hits where I'm like, oh, I really need to hit this all the time. So it's not that fast, right? Where I'm like milling myself for 40 and then like reanimating 12 things. So Altar of Dementia is alright. It's alright. It gets around exile, right? If your opponent casts an exile spell, you can just be like, I'll sacrifice it, you fool. And then you keep your creature for this to recur at some point later, because it didn't get exiled or something like that. But yeah, we'll see how we do. Like, comment, subscribe. Here we go. Game is over. Cool. And that's it. I literally can't do anything. Yep, no. Alright, whatever. I missed lands way too much. I drew like 4 lands in a row, but it's too late. Yep. Now it's got hexproof. I have some edicts in my deck, I think. I'm literally dead, actually, because it's double strike and it's 14. I'm dead. Okay, yeah. Sorry, so far this commander literally sucks. It's like one of the worst commanders I've played. This snake might be good if I just always have it. Might be pretty good, right? Let's lead with this. I don't think there's any reason to put this into play super fast. Liliana the Veil, he would have been kind of decent. Okay, so let's swing. Opponent doesn't want to block. Got him scared. Fair enough. So this does tap for 2, which means I have 5. I could play this. Don't really know what I'm looking for, though. Platinum Angel could be good. They might have, like, Beseiju. Kogla would be a problem as well that I would have to deal with at some point. Alright. Oh, they're blocking this time? Yeah, there they go. Things aren't as free as they felt last last turn, huh? Alright, I'm going to play this. I'm going to sack this. Play this. And then sacrifice this. I probably, if I could, sack a land as well. In that spot. Play additional land. Okay. Yeah, my opponent doesn't want me sacking lands, which is fair. I'm insulted that they're not frightened of my commander, though. Alright, so let's swing. Not with you. Like that. Sacrifice you. Don't really know what I'm getting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 mana. I could get Witch King, something annoying. Gray Merchant is also just basically lethal. Yeah, let's get Gray Merchant, actually. I like that. It'll be lethal, like, basically instantly. This is a mono green deck, so they don't exactly kill stuff. If Vorinclex is their only spell, they're just dead. Yeah, so they are just dead now. They have to block the 5/5. And then they take 7, 8, 9, 10. I wonder why this card has a lifelink. That's so random to me. It's like, oh yeah, look at this Lamia, or whatever they're called. Lamies. Lammies. Alright, look at that. Yeah. That's pretty neat. Mono green kind of struggles with against opponents who just play a bunch of creatures that poke them to death, right? They don't have early interaction, really. You can chump block and maybe get into combat with your mana dorks and stuff. But early on, they don't have much to defend themselves. They did actually have this. I don't know if it was... Like, if this was still active, I'm not even sure if making them sack lands was even worth it at this point, because I just have this. But they have to deal with it, because I can just name creature, and then, like, they can never really get on board. So, GG. Cool. Speaking of abysmal, what is this? I've never even seen someone play this before. That's neat. That's exciting. It's probably... What does this do? Okay. This is notably black-white, not just mono-white, I guess. Wow, they gave me a pretty good card. Holy crap. It's another deck with sweepers in it. So you. Oh, it's got Nazgul. Oh, that's sick. It's got Nazgul. They should have attacked, because it's still got lifelink. Alright, I think I'm going to just put this on... Yeah. We'll put the counter here. I'm not going to sacrifice anything. I'm just going to sit behind a 5/5. Multiple Nazguls can outgrow my Lich, though. But, I mean, there are 9 of them, so that is not one of them. So I have Erebos online. I would have really liked to have cast Shieldred before they put this in play. But maybe I could just play this one. No, this is too good. This Shieldred is literally too good to just not cast, so. That's usually the case. So they really need to find a way to... okay. Yep. So they can flip that, which is actually a massive problem. Do I swing with Shieldred? I guess I can, right? Swing with the Lich and Shieldred? Because if my opponent doesn't flip this, yeah, this makes sense to me. I will gladly make it so Elishnorn can't actually do anything. Just getting rid of creatures on board. This also means at some point I can get Shieldred to become a creature. I mean an artifact, excuse me. And that is a very scary artifact. I'm taking 2 damage no matter what, because blocking means this gets poked and then this triggers, so I might as well just make it so my opponent, my commander isn't in the way. It's still 2 regardless. Black Market Connections. I wonder if I should have that card. Maybe. It's kind of scary for my opponent in this instance, given the situation. I have a free attack, so I will make it. So let's play Shieldred out of my graveyard. As an artifact they can't really interact with. And I guess I leave up Heartless Act. I'm gonna pay for this. I think? Yeah. Because at the very worst, I can sack one of my creatures to Heartless Axe still. I just need this, I need this Shieldred here. Opponent's at such a low life total, especially with the connections now. Whoa. Okay, I think they did all 3, which was probably not the best idea. Okay, that doesn't kill any of my stuff. So I don't really care about this, right? My opponent is quite literally dead on board, right? If I do this... My opponent is dead on board on their turn. They die to their own connections. Yup. Oh, they die to the Esper Sentinel trigger when I cast a spell, too. I didn't even think of that, yeah. So I don't know if my opponent was aware of this being in play as an effect still, or they just thought that they were dead and had to just do something now. But even still, I mean, it's always wrong to just kill yourself on board, so that wouldn't make any sense, right? So, yeah. I think they should have just made a treasure token, maybe drew a card, but you can't really... I don't think you can afford to draw a card. So just make a treasure, and then just really try to hit me with this, because they didn't know about the removal spell, but... that's a cool deck, though. The only black creature we saw was Nazgul, so that's 9 black creatures, and everything else seemed white. I mean, I like black-white decks, so that's cool. I like that. I'll have to try that sometime. Alright, if they have Risen Reef, we're done playing. My opponent pulls out the Risen Reef, we're done. They always have it. Let's see if they have it. It is tradition. It is tradition. You do make 6 drop the deck often? It works? Yeah, it does. It certainly does. There's a lot of decks that can't do much about that, right? I've yet to make an Azusa video, actually. The Pinnacle 6 drop deck. Just like haven't made that yet. I don't know, I'm just not interested. It feels like so linear. Ooh, they played the really bad... They played the worst ramp spell in the game, but I can't punish it. Right? Yeah, there's no... I cannot punish this. Okay, so let's... What do we do here? Swing? Play this? I don't have a way to get this out next turn, because I can't sacrifice this creature twice, obviously. Opponent doesn't have anything, really. Okay. Well, we know they're not going to block. That would be kind of crazy. Let's play this on you. Or the tracker. Yeah, let's take it on the tracker. My opponent's not really showing me anything. And then play you. I don't want to use the treasure. This as an artifact is actually really good, which is kind of funny. Yeah, let's play... I really don't want to play the treasure, dude. Like, I just don't want to crack that treasure. Let's do this. If I can get this portal to Phyrexia and play really fast, maybe we got something going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So almost. I also have to avoid some kind of counter spell. No lands in hand. That was a decent draw, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Let's, kill that. And then swing? Is there anything in my graveyard worth casting right now? Wow, they actually blocked this, huh? It's got Death Touch. Change their mind. I can recur a tracker? Sure, why not? It's better than doing nothing, I guess. Well, they didn't have a land in their hand last turn. Still no lands. think we're at the point where we just draw here. If this resolves, we might actually win a game. Resolve, please? No spell pierce? Yes! Yes! Oh, yes! Okay. Awesome for 3. Yeah, Orcish Bowmasters is pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, they have the other copy of their commander, effectively. Still no lands, but they're not giving up. Alright. Portal doing things? Portal doing things? Love it, love it. Alright, so let's play... you... What does my opponent have in play? Can we just go face here? Let's just, like, attack the face. I want to attack the face. Nothing in the graveyard for that. That's exciting. Let's do this. I have how much mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's always the One Ring, right? It can't not be the One Ring. I guess this is slightly better because I can find the One Ring later. Let's do this. Opponent's hand is full of nonsense, so... Token, token, token. Let's take Titania. And let's pass. Alright, they found a land. Look at them. Look at them go. Okay, so they copy my portal to Phyrexia. Yep. I lose my stuff. I'm actually going to keep my commander in the graveyard. So I can recur it. Oh no, dude, am I going to lose this? I am falling behind. I don't care about Titania. Yeah, we just recur my commander. Shieldred's a good one. Kind of slow, though. My opponent also has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not quite Ulamog level yet, but I am Cityscape level. Leveler level. Cityscape leveler level. I have to blow up this portal, unfortunately. Alright, so this is a really good card to recur repeatedly without, like, unearthing it or whatever. So I can always threaten that ability. Ooh, they didn't play the fetch land. Interesting. My opponent is going crazy, but we have a fair advantage so far. I think. Could be wrong. Man, their cards are just, like, not great. Alright, let's just mill ourselves. Maybe we find something for our commander. Nope. So we play a land. We poke the Visionary. We swing with this. Blow up the Green Warden. They definitely just take 8. We can play Shieldred, which feels nice. I don't know if it is that great right now, though. Doesn't feel too amazing. It's like another weird version of Portal already. They did not sacrifice the Leafkin Druid. That's strange. Man, if I had Orcish Bowmasters this game, it would have been crazy. Take an extra turn. Okay. Sure. Sacrifice the druid or the cobra. Alright, so they have like River's Rebuke and stuff, unfortunately. Alright, this is a good sign. That's a good sign. That means their hand isn't really that great. Not upset about that one. Yep, still a lot of draw though. Like a lot of draw. I mean, I could just shift enter. I don't think there's anything I can respond with. That's even more draw, but my opponent is running out of mana. They've seen almost half their deck. Unfortunately, they don't have a swamp, so Shieldred doesn't have a great attack. They gotta be careful what they discard as well, because they obviously don't want me to steal it. Does my opponent have, like, Thassa's Oracle in their deck or something? Opponent has 18 cards in hand. So I can swing with Cityscape Leveler, probably blow up Tatyova. I expect an Ulamog at this point. Which is actually really... Well, it's not that bad. I can sacrifice one of the targets. But I do lose my portal to it. Alright, so anything in my graveyard? Not really. Opponent does a good job at avoiding theirs as well. I guess I'll take that. Land, Minotauric land. Oh boy. How exciting. Alright, so play you. Right? Yeah. Okay. Let's swing with you and you. Blow up Tatyova. I don't have a way to find Orcish Bowmasters, which would probably be really good right now. Unfortunately. I could mill a ton with this and then do it, but... So I can mill... 1, 2... Alright, let's do this. Let's just start going. No, no. I think milling lands gains me life, right? Ooh, Gray Merchant. Oh, does that... It almost kills them. Okay, so let's do this. Oh my god, I think it does kill them. Oh, I did it. I did it. Oh, I did it, dude. It's free. We're free. I'm free. I'm free. I won a game. Oh my goodness. Yes. So, yes. Alright. So they drew a ton of cards, gained a ton of life. We didn't have Orcish Bowmasters or any draw punish, like Shieldred. No punish for all that card draw. My opponent quite literally saw well over half their deck. I mean, this might be a showcase that, like, Portal to Phyrexia might just not be that good, right? The game lasted this long and the graveyards are this large, and this still didn't really feel that great. Thus, by extension, neither would Shieldred, right? And nor would this. It's just like, whew, but we got there. We got there. We milled into some good stuff. Um, if I at some point reanimated, where are you? Titania, I would actually gain life every time I surveil a land, which means I could very reliably go through my entire deck, and at that point, it's super likely I find something that kills them. And I didn't even know what it could be, but yep, Grey Merchant would certainly be one of those cards. Um, I don't know what else could do it. Like, if I could play Grey Merchant twice, like, hard cast it and then sack it and then cast it again, but, I mean, it was enough the first go-around, but just saying if it wasn't. If I found Shieldred, it wouldn't do that much, because I'm pretty sure they have a very easy time of dealing with that. If I did find it and made them draw with this somehow, like, I just kept poking their creatures, and maybe I could kill them because they were at 11? It's still kind of a tall ask, though. Yeah, it's just, I expect their next card to deal with what I've got going on. In fact, I think it's quite likely their hand had, like, you know, River's Rebuke, Flood of Tears, an extra turn spell, maybe even two. They could probably go through their entire deck next turn. Odawara to bounce something annoying. So I really think this might have been my last turn to play the game. And we got there. Wow. That was a crazy game. So, closing thoughts. The top end is cool, but your opponent's 6 drops and up, or 5 drops and up, are just going to pummel you. You don't have a ton of early crazy level value. You're like kind of slow. Your opponent can kind of ignore you for a while, which is a terrible, terrible spot to be in. And then when you start kind of getting scary, it's just too late because your opponent's already playing crazy stuff, and you're still like spinning your wheels. You know, you're the second stage. You got your commander in the play. You might have 2 things in your graveyard that your opponent's like, oh, I don't want you to get those back. Easily deal with this, or just ignore whatever you're gonna get and then kill you with their stuff. That happens so often. It's just hard to do this. This is absolutely a commander you would want to play in 4-player, where you're not the only person dying, right? You're not the only enemy. Your opponents have other people to deal with, and you can just be like, do, you know, because you need too much time. Your saving grace is your commander costs 2 mana. It doesn't save you in the long run, though, right? It's cool that Liliana the Veil feels decent, right? You get to play cards you don't normally see. Some of these, though, might have to come out like Bantu. I notice I don't have enough creatures to where I'm like, oh, I can easily sacrifice something and then easily recur that card. And reliably, you know, like attack with this and block with it repeatedly and make it worth it. It doesn't feel like that's the case. Same with Erebos, kind of in the same boat. That's why I kind of wanted to stay away from, like, sacrificing matters, because then my deck is even worse, because I'm all in on the weaker side of the deck, and I'm less in on defending myself, trying to overcome my opponent's end game or even middle game, especially with all the ramp in this game. If your opponent's playing 6 drops every turn, or it doesn't even have to be a giant creature, it could be, you know, a decent spell, you're just going to fall behind, right? They don't care if you have an indestructible 5/5. They're just going to kill you. I wish this killed Planeswalkers too. I really wish this killed I don't know why this doesn't kill Planeswalkers. I really feel like it should. It's kind of depressing, but I never got to get the Witch King in play, which would be the closest thing to no mercy. You know, whenever you get hit, your opponent has to, like, destroy that creature. And if this was an artifact my opponent couldn't deal with, it would have been kind of neat. It also just discards stuff for free, right? I can just keep pitching my hand to it for this to make pesky artifacts, but just never really got there. You don't have the time to get there, which is unfortunate, but I mean, regardless, it's a fun commander, but you're just going to lose most of your games. Your wins are really satisfying, but, you know, it's up to the person. I'm glad I tried it, though. Got this jank out of my system. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this list. If you have a list you'd like me to play, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you guys next time.